Chapter 1. The Birth of the Dragon. In a land far, far away, there lived a dragon named Drake. He was born into a large and loving dragon family, and from the moment he emerged from his egg, it was clear that he was going to be special. Drake was larger and more majestic than any of the other dragons in his clutch, and his scales shone with a brilliant golden color. As he grew, Drake became increasingly close with his mother, who was the leader of their dragon clan. She was kind, wise, and fiercely protective of her young. Drake loved his mother deeply and always tried to make her proud. Chapter 2. Drake's first flight. As Drake grew older, he became more and more eager to spread his wings and fly. One day, when he was old enough, his mother took him to a high mountain peak and helped him take off for the first time. The feeling of the wind rushing past his wings as he soared through the air was like nothing Drake had ever experienced before. He was filled with a sense of freedom and joy that he had never known. Chapter 3. Drake's first flame. As Drake grew more confident in his flying abilities, his mother began to teach him how to use his fire-breathing abilities. At first, Drake struggled to produce more than a small spark, but with his mother's guidance, he soon learned how to control his flames and use them to defend himself and his clan. Chapter 4. Drake's first hunt. As Drake matured, his mother began to take him on hunting trips to teach him how to provide for himself and his clan. At first, Drake was nervous and unsure of himself, but with his mother's encouragement, he quickly learned how to track and catch his prey. Chapter 5. Drake's first love. As Drake reached adulthood, he began to feel a strong desire to find a mate and start a family of his own. One day, while out hunting, he came across a beautiful young dragoness named Luna. Luna was kind, intelligent, and fiercely independent, and Drake was immediately smitten with her. He knew that he had to do everything in his power to win her over, and with his mother's guidance, he began to court her. Chapter 6. Drake and Luna's first date. Drake worked up the courage to ask Luna on a date, and to his delight, she agreed. They flew to a secluded mountain meadow and spent the day lounging in the sun, chasing each other through the clouds, and sharing stories about their lives. As the day drew to a close, Drake mustered up the courage to confess his love to Luna, and to his surprise, she reciprocated. They vowed to be together forever and flew home, their hearts full of joy and love. Chapter 7. Drake and Luna's first nest. Drake and Luna decided to start a family and began searching for the perfect place to build their nest. They eventually found a secluded cave in the mountains and set to work preparing it for their eggs. Drake worked tirelessly, gathering materials and helping Luna to build the nest. He was determined to provide the best home possible for his mate and their future offspring. Chapter 8. The birth of Drake and Luna's eggs. After several months, Luna laid their first clutch of eggs. Drake was overjoyed and helped Luna to incubate and protect them with the utmost care. As the eggs began to hatch, Drake watched in amazement as his offspring emerged, each one more beautiful and majestic than the last. He was filled with a sense of pride and joy that he had never known before. Chapter 9. Drake and Luna's young. Drake and Luna were devoted parents and worked hard to provide for and protect their young. They taught them how to fly, hunt, and use their fire-breathing abilities, and instilled in them the values of their clan. The young dragons were quick learners and soon became strong and confident in their own abilities. Drake was proud of his offspring and knew that they would grow up to be strong and capable dragons. Chapter 10. The growing dragon clan. As their young grew and began to start families of their own, Drake and Luna's clan began to grow and prosper. They worked together as a community, sharing resources and helping one another to thrive. Drake was grateful for the close-knit community that he had helped to build and was proud of the strong, loving bonds that bound them together. Chapter 11. Drake's leadership. As the years passed, Drake's mother grew older and began to step back from her role as leader of the clan. She knew that it was time for the next generation to step up and take the reins, and she chose Drake to be her successor. Drake was honored and humbled by his mother's trust in him and vowed to lead the clan with wisdom and compassion. He worked tirelessly to ensure the prosperity and well-being of his clan, and they looked up to him as a strong and fair leader. Chapter 12. Drake and Luna's golden years. As they grew older, Drake and Luna's bond only grew stronger. They had raised a large and thriving family and were grateful for the love and happiness that they had found together. They spent their golden years lounging in the sun, chasing each other through the clouds, and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. They were content in the knowledge that they had built a strong and loving family and had left a positive legacy for future generations. Chapter 13, Drake's Farewell. One day, as Drake and Luna were enjoying a peaceful sunset, Drake began to feel an ache in his chest. He knew that his time was coming to an end, and he was at peace with the knowledge that he had lived a full and fulfilling life. He said his farewells to Luna and his clan and passed peacefully, surrounded by the ones he loved. Luna was heartbroken at the loss of her mate, but she knew that Drake's spirit lived on in the hearts and memories of those who loved him. Chapter 14, Luna's leadership. In the wake of Drake's passing, Luna took on the role of leader of the clan. She was determined to honor her mate's legacy and to continue the work that he had started. Luna proved to be a wise and capable leader, and her clan prospered under her guidance. She instilled in them the values of compassion, community, and strength that Drake had always held dear. Chapter 15, Luna's Farewell. As Luna grew older, she began to feel her own time drawing to an end. She had lived a long and fulfilling life and was at peace with the knowledge that she had left a positive impact on those around her. She said her farewells to her clan and passed peacefully, surrounded by her loved ones. The clan was heartbroken at the loss of their leader, but they knew that Luna's spirit lived on in the hearts and memories of those who loved her. Chapter 16, The Legacy of Drake and Luna. Drake and Luna's legacy lived on through their offspring and their clan, who continued to thrive and prosper in the years that followed. They were remembered as kind, wise, and loving dragons who had devoted their lives to the well-being of their community. Their memory was passed down through the generations, and they were revered as heroes and role models by all who knew of them. And though they were gone, their love and influence lived on, shaping the lives and hearts of all those who followed in their footsteps.